Hey everybody, Dusty Marie. I'm back with a Q&A about meth. This is like the second version to my meth video. I wanted to kind of cover some questions that maybe I feel like I didn't cover, and some questions that might be important to y'all that wasn't covered, or maybe you need me to explain a little bit more. It is a little windy out here, but I'm just trying to change up scenery, and you might hear some trucks going by. I'm at the park. Alright, well, we're going to just jump right into it. My first question that I wrote down that I think a lot of people would be asking is the big question: why meth? Why meth is like the #1 top question, I think, maybe because there's a lot of answers to this question. The biggest answer I believe would be, and I'm trying to look as not being an addict looking in of maybe why somebody would choose this, but what I think for the main reason why addicts would choose this is because of how cheap it is. Alright, you can get 3 times this drug, more than any kind of drug when it comes to this, for like $5. Okay, $5, somebody get a little $5 bag, and meth is sold in grams. Okay, you can get a gram of meth for about $15, depending on who you know, all that good stuff. It's all about who you know in the drug world too. About $15 for a gram, and for an ounce is like $300. But we're not, that's not even nothing, has nothing to do with this video, but I'm just trying to explain to you why people can get their hands on it so easy. And not only that, it's the high lasts so much longer for the money. That's why addicts will choose this drug whenever they don't have the money to do this or to do that anymore. Their drug of choice. This drug is like the drug they run to when they can no longer afford their drug. Alright, question #2. What does it feel like coming off of it? Coming off of this drug, you're just gonna sleep a lot. A lot of people say they feel pain and stuff, but I never felt pain. I was just really sleepy. I felt itchy all the time. I felt like there was stuff under my skin, which I knew there wasn't. But it's just that constant feeling of there's bugs just under your skin, and it's the paranoia sticks with you. And I would have to say the itching and everything is the worst thing I felt, and the sleeping, because the sleeping is, whenever you're on this drug, you don't sleep. It will not allow you to sleep. I'm just going to try to keep these answers very short and sweet so I can cover more, so I don't drag the video out, because it's already like the second part. Alright. The major thing, okay, in order to sober up, okay, this is the thing. People think, oh, you can eat something. Yeah, you can eat something and sober up off of this drug, but if you're finding somebody in a tweaking state and they're in the dangerous part of the drug, like I explained before in my last video, you have to sleep. You have to sleep. Every time I would come across somebody or try to help somebody, and somebody would call me like, what do I need to do? They've been up for 7 days. The only thing you can do to sober up off of meth is sleep. Sleep, sleep, sleep. That's all you can do. There's not gonna be nothing you can give them to sober them up. If they've been up for 7 to 14 days, you're gonna have to fight them to go to sleep. I promise. And they will play tricks on you like they're pretending to sleep. I have had people do that to me before. I thought they was sleeping, but when they got up, it was like they was still high. So I knew something was wrong with that. The only way you're going to sober up off this drug is sleep. Make them go to sleep. If you have to, slip them some kind of, it might sound bad, slip them some kind of sleeping pills or something to make them go to sleep. They have to sleep in order to sober up off of this drug. And I can't express that enough. It is so dangerous if they don't go to sleep. The longer, the more minutes they're awake, just the simple things like minutes, they're getting higher and higher and more dangerous and dangerous off of this drug. Please make them, if you just try to make them go to sleep. That's all I can say. All right. For the question of what do they eat, why don't they eat? You know, I never ate because I was losing weight off the drug. That's what I was addicted to. And most of the time when I ask people, because I do ask, like if I have friends that, you know, did the drug and they're sober, or even if they are, I still ask, you know, because everybody's addiction is different in a way. And a lot of meth users, heroin addicts tell me that they just crave sugar for some reason. And I guess it's because their body is so starved and your metabolism spikes with this drug that your metabolism is eating all of the sugar, and for some reason, you know, I'm sure you can Google and get more information about it, but for some reason you just crave sugar. And even coming off of it, I know a lot of heroin addicts tell me they crave sugar. Number 5, what are the signs of somebody being on meth? These, I would have to say, are behavioral. Look at their behavior. Okay, a lot of the behavioral signs are, there's lots of lying, which you might come across a person, you know, if you're an addict, you're gonna be a liar. I'm sorry, that's just the hard truth. You're a liar. If you're an addict, you're selfish. It's just point blank, you're a liar. But there's gonna be a lot of lying. They're not very social. They don't like to be around people. Whenever you're on this drug, you feel like that you're paranoid, so you feel like everybody knows what you're doing, so you try to avoid people as much as possible. Risky behavior. You're gonna feel like Superman on this drug. Like with me, I was on it to lose weight. I felt like, I mean, instead of like people doing this drug so they can feel like Superman, I did it to lose weight. So whenever I was doing this drug, I felt like I was a supermodel. It's stupid to say, but that's how this drug made me feel. When I was on this drug, I felt like a freaking supermodel. I felt like I was the most beautiful person in the world. You know, and it's bad because, you know, being sober, I couldn't do that for myself, hype myself up and be like, "Your girl, you're beautiful." You know, even though I can do that now, I couldn't do that back then. And I was telling myself when I was on this drug, I just feel so beautiful. And it was true. Whenever I snorted that drug, that one line, it was like, boom, I'm in the bathroom, I'm doing my hair. All of a sudden I cared about myself. You know, I still have that question, like, why couldn't I do that whenever I was sober? Why couldn't I care about myself when I was sober enough to go in the bathroom and do my makeup and stuff like that? You know, that's the big questions I still have to this day. You know, if you can explain, you know, more how the brain works to me, please comment below and let me know. I would love to know myself of why our brains do that to us. They're not rational. Your thinking, you're not rational at all. You think, you make very bad financial decisions because of the fact how I told you, you feel you get stuck whenever it comes to this drug. You're stuck. The time is frozen when you do this drug because you're not making moves forward. You're making moves all backwards, and you're trying to keep finding ways to come up, and you're doing bad things with your money. You know, buying drugs. You're gonna always buy drugs, and you rationalize with yourself and be like, okay, well, I'm doing the cheapest drug, so why don't I just take this $5 that I have, instead of going to buy some noodles or something from the Dollar Tree so I can eat, I'm gonna go buy this $5 hit so that I won't have to worry about food for 3 days. That's how I thought. And you know, it seems like the more I talk about it, it's stupid. You know, I would sit there and be like, okay, well, I know I don't smoke them. Okay, I smoke cigarettes. Well, when I do this drug, I didn't smoke. I never want a cigarette or anything. So to me, it was cheaper to buy the drug instead of using that $5 to go buy me something to eat or buy a pack of cigarettes or anything like that, because I just stayed higher on the drug. I stayed high on the drug longer instead of worrying about being hungry for 3 days. I know it made sense in my head, but it's stupid now, you know. And I do apologize to my family for thinking like that. I'm sorry. I don't know why. Like, I'm sitting here talking about it, and you can see, even sitting here, and I'm glad I'm doing a video, and you're catching me sitting here actually thinking about it, because it does make you think and of how stupid it was. Okay, you make a lot of people. A lot of these I Googled too. They make unhealthy sexual activity decisions. Like, they're so out of their mind, they're not their self, that they do nasty stuff like sleeping with everybody for the drugs, prostituting themselves out. You know, not only the girls, guys do it too. Guys are not, you know, innocent in this situation at all. Guys are doing this stuff more and more these days, just like the females. All right, let me see here now. Youngest person I've ever seen on meth, ice, I would have to say she was 14 years old. 14 years old, and I was at the drug dealer's house, and she just come running up like, you know, she's all beboppy and stuff, and I'm like, you know, why is she here? She was there to get ice, okay, and the drug dealer didn't have no problem handing it to her, and I'm just sitting there like, I was no better at all. I'm no better at all. But the fact that a drug dealer, you know, somebody's parent, like the drug dealer is still somebody's parent or somebody's relative, you can sit there and consciously hand a 14-year-old this drug knowing that by the time they're 18 years old, they're going to be strung out on heroin, needles, anything like that. You're just sitting there feeding them, and all to feed your family. Like, drug dealers rationalize with themselves saying, you know, I got to take care of my family. Yeah, I understand that, but there's different ways to do that than killing somebody else's child. What's the craziest thing you've ever seen someone do while on ice? The craziest thing I've seen someone do is they was at a full tweaking state, and they was seeing stuff at this point. They had been up for like 14 days, and they was tearing the panels off of their walls in their house because they thought there was roaches behind it. And I don't know if they had a thing about roaches or whatever, but they saying they could hear the roaches crawling in the wall, that the roaches was on them. And this girl literally tore every single wall paneling of her house off. And she was renting this house, like this was not her house. She destroyed this man's home all because of this $5 drug, this drug that people just hand out like candy. Like, it's so ridiculous. And you know, I've seen so many other crazy things, you know, like not only people tearing their homes apart, their kids are sitting there watching them do that, and the child was just sitting there. And I'm guilty of sitting there doing the drug with the girl, you know, and the child's sitting there. I never done the drug in front of no kids. I can promise you I never done that. But her child sat there and watched her do that, and she ended up leaving the house. She would leave in the middle of the night with when her kids would go to sleep, and she would leave her kids there and go, you know, just running the roads. And of course she's on meth, so she was losing track of time. Her kids would be there all night by themselves, you know, and none of them are over the age of 7. There was 3 of them, none of them over the age of 7. They found her in the Walmart parking lot in her car, sitting upside down with her legs hanging out of the window, and she was just sitting there, you know, asleep, and she had her phone in her hand, and her car was running. Who knows how long the car had been running. And that's where they found her. And she ended up losing her kids to DSS, you know, which from what I hear now, she's clean. But you know, I don't know, because it's, you know, you hear about things in the street, like I said, he say, she say, and from the people I hear she's hanging around, you know, she's not doing, you can't go get clean and then go hanging back around the same people you was around. You have to change your people, places, and things. And that's not just something you hear in rehab. You're going to hear that everywhere. And I promise, without doing them 3 things, you're not getting clean. You're not getting clean. I don't care if you think you're strong enough to go back around them people. They're going to be triggers for you. I can sit here and I got to love my brother from afar. My brother is my heart. Me and my brother's always been like this. But whenever I'm around my brother, he is a trigger to me. And it's not his fault. And I'm a trigger to him. We remind each other of the memories. You got to change your people, places, and things. I don't care if it's your family. I don't care if you was getting high with your mama. You cannot be around your mama and tell me you don't think about doing that drug. It's not happening. And, okay, let me see. There's 3 different ways you can do this drug. You can snort it, you can smoke it, and people also inject it. Can you eat it? Yes, you can also eat it. I have seen people just pop a piece in their mouth and just chew on it. And also, it's another thing I found out, people break it down, and when people are smoking their weed or whatever, they lace their weed with this drug. I don't know what it's called exactly, but they just put it in their blunts, and they smoke their blunts, and they get high off smoking their weed and blunts, which that's an upper and a downer, so I'm pretty sure that's really dangerous. But that's it for this video. I wanted to keep it short and sweet. If you have any other questions, please comment down below, let me know. If I have any more information or anything, I will be making another video. I want y'all to know everything I know and keep y'all informed of anything new coming out. And I just want to be as honest with y'all as I possibly can about my life and try to help you, and so you can help others, you know, around you. Because, you know, like, the main things you need to know and take from these videos, if you have an meth head or anybody you're trying to help, do not Like, number one thing I would tell you to always remember, if you don't remember anything else from my videos, never confront them by yourself. It is dangerous. Don't never go to no drug house by yourself. Don't do that. Appreciate y'all for watching my videos and learning more about my life and, you know, things that I've endured, and I'm still here to talk about it. I thank God for that, and I thank my family, and I thank my mother for that. And I hope, you know, my family's proud of me for sitting here telling everybody about my business. But I feel like whenever you get to a point that you can be honest with the world about your business, you know, about how you lived your life, you know, people can grow from it, and I can grow from it, and it's made me so strong. Like, I'm to the point now where, you know, it didn't work out with me getting that place or whatever. Like in my last video I was telling y'all I found a place or whatever, but I haven't, and it's okay, you know. I'm getting by. I still got my truck, so, but things are gonna get better for me. I'm not gonna sit here and just run right back to drugs because I'm having a down point in my life. I've grown up a lot, and I hope my mama knows that. And I'm not gonna run back to my dad's house. I'm not gonna run to my sister. I'm not gonna do none of that. I'm gonna stand on my own 2 feet. And I hope any addicts watching this, you will get stronger by watching and seeing that if I can do it, you can do it. You can do it. There's hope. We do recover. You can get a better job. You can live a healthy life with your kids, with your family, have all them family barbecues. There's hope for us. And please, if you need help, reach out. There's plenty of people that want to help you, but you gotta want it. And for the families that, if you're watching this, if they don't want it, don't break your neck trying to make them ready, because you're not going to make an addict ready. You're not going to, praying to God, you can do all that, but you're not going to make them ready physically. Stop getting your heart broke about it. Move on with your life. They'll call you when they're ready, point blank. So please subscribe, share, like my video. I really appreciate you for watching, and I hope you join me next time. Thank you.